Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
No elderly man should be assaulted by anybody, regardless of what the circumstances or their age, and that needs to be thoroughly dealt with and pursued by the right agencies, people.
Right now, Vernon police are looking for a person who they say assaulted a man on a bus. Thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Sarah Sanchez.
And I'm Brent Harden. Police say the assault happened Wednesday afternoon right at the intersection of Talcottville Road and Wilshire Road at the bus stop.
Fox 61's Jamel Johnson has more on the incident and the concerns coming from some people who ride the bus daily.
For some people, riding the bus is the only mode of transportation they have. That's why a frequent bus rider that I talked with wants to see more safety measures in place to keep passengers safe.
It's very unfortunate what happened to him. I'm not very happy about it.
That's what Sal Volpe said after he learned that someone assaulted a 69-year-old man on the same bus line he takes every day.
No elderly man should be assaulted by anybody, regardless of what the circumstances or their age, and that needs to be thoroughly dealt with and pursued by the right agencies.
Police have not been able to identify the man in the assault, but have posted a picture of him on the bus standing in the middle of the aisle. The man appears to be wearing a button-up shirt with khakis and an over-the-shoulder small backpack.
I feel that bus transportation should be free of that, and you should be able to ride safely and feel assured that your safety and security is paramount. It makes some people fearful of riding the very same buses.
Volpe says he will occasionally get an Uber, but the bus is his primary mode of transportation. He says something like this could change how safe he feels riding it.
To a degree, but I feel assured that as long as I'm in the right place and knowing what's going on around me, that I can be able to have an escape plan in case something should happen if I need to get off the bus due to something that makes me feel fearful of riding it at that moment.
As a frequent rider, Volpe believes more needs to be done to enhance the safety of people on the bus.
They would have to monitor areas that are prone to where the cameras cannot pick up a clear view, and will also prevent further instances of bad things happening to good people on those buses.
Police did not say if the man who was assaulted was injured in any way, and they did not say if they have any leads to make an arrest. But if you saw anything or know of anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to Vernon Police. In Vernon, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
There was no animals in cardiac arrest. My team was working on a patient that had something called a cardiac tamponade while the fire broke out, and were able to continue with that procedure outdoors.
Quick thinking here, saved animals from a fire last night. The staff of Central Hospital for Veterinary Medicine in North Haven jumped right into action. Fox 61's Alicia Hercules talked with staff at the hospital, and she has more on how they stopped things from getting worse.
No animals were injured in the fire, but it did interrupt a procedure that staff had to later continue outside as firefighters battled the flames.
There was a critical patient that they were working on in the emergency department that they were able to quickly move outdoors to safety and continue to do that procedure.
Katarina Kavanaugh, a veterinary technician at the Central Hospital for Veterinary Medicine, says the patient successfully made it out of surgery and was sent home. The fire began at around 9:15 when the hospital staff smelled smoke coming from the laundry room. The staff quickly evacuated the building and took all of the animals to safety. The North Haven Fire Department quickly responded and put out the fire. Kavanaugh says despite other reports, no animals went into cardiac arrest, nor were they affected by the smoke.
The fire did not take place anywhere near where we house animals. In fact, it's on the other side of the building from where we house any of our hospitalized patients.
The hospital says it did have to briefly pause emergency cases to assess the fire damage. Leyenda Harley, the medical director at the hospital, says cleaning crews will be on site to deal with any smoke or water damage.
Smoke related to the fire did get into some of our operating rooms and other places in the hospital, which are now undergoing a deep cleaning and disinfection process.
The hospital is now fully operational and accepting new patients as usual. In North Haven, Alicia Hercules, Fox 61.
Alicia, thank you. A new generation begins for the former XL Center in Hartford. State and local leaders have announced a new name for the 50-year-old arena and a host of improvements that will come along with it. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi tells us more.
Yeah, well, it's been 5 decades of great memories for people from all over the state at the former Aello Arena, but now officially named People's Bank Arena.
People's Bank Arena.
The arena is now officially named People's Bank Arena. The historical change is a partnership with People's Bank as the naming rights sponsor, aiming to bring growth and stability to the city of Hartford. The $145 million renovation project will include a new concourse, new seating options for 16,000 people, in addition to 5 bunker suites and lodge seating.
The retransformation is just going to be incredible. We've got to rally around the Hartford Civic Center again as a state. And I think you're going to be very, very proud come October when you see the retransformation of the arena.
Now, renovations are expected to be completed by the fall, just in time for college basketball season. In Hartford, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
All right, developing tonight, New Haven police are investigating a double stabbing. It happened just before 2 p.m. today near Grand Avenue and Lloyd Street. Police say both victims suffered injuries that are not believed to be life-threatening. We'll keep you updated as more information comes in.
Now to a Fox 61 update. Police released the name of the pedestrian struck and killed by a driver in West Hartford. The victim is 63-year-old Stephen Medelson of New Britain. Police say just before 10 last night at the intersection of New Britain Avenue and South Main Street, Medelson was hit. Police found him unresponsive when they got there. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver has been identified as Alexis Wilson of Bristol. Police are asking anyone with information to come forward.
And right now, 2 people are in the hospital after a double motorcycle crash in Torrington. The accident occurred at the 1300 block of East Main Street just before noon. Police say a car crossed into the lane of the 2 motorcycles, colliding with one of them. The other motorcycle veered away and hit parked cars at a nearby dealership. Both riders were taken to hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries.
State Senator Heather Summers is asking for help to find the person who hit her dog with their car and then didn't stop. She says around 7 yesterday morning, a black car hit her dog Norman on Haley Road in Mystic. She says Norman has broken teeth, a broken paw, internal bruising, and had to be on oxygen. He is expected to recover, but Senator Summers says Norman has a long road ahead with rehab, pain medication, and has to stay in a crate. She's asking witnesses to come forward and help. And do you know who this is? Milford police want to find this man. They say he was involved in a burglary on May 26th. They didn't say where it happened or if the man got away with anything. If you recognize him, give Milford police a call.
Well, right now, Connecticut is mourning the passing of former Attorney General Aello, who has died at the age of 91. Aello led the state as Attorney General from 1975 to 1983 and was the first from Connecticut to chair the National Association of Attorneys General. His decades of service spanned the law, the military, and the state legislature, all deeply connected to his hometown of Ansonia. Current Attorney General William Tong paid tribute, saying in part, "It is a great honor to pass his portrait every day as I enter my office and to follow his example into the General Assembly, the Office of the Attorney General, and the leadership in our National Association."
Connecticut's first licensed freestanding birthing center is expanding its reach through a new partnership with Women's Health Connecticut. The center is located in Rocky Hill and offers women a personalized, low-intervention alternative to hospital births, like options like water births. This move comes while demand for home and birthing centers rises. The center's experienced midwives will give comprehensive care. This partnership will give more women safe, individualized birth experiences.
Well, today, Governor Ned Lamont visited Branford to recognize ViiV Healthcare for its leadership in the global fight against HIV and AIDS. The pharmaceutical company plays a major role in the U.S. Business Action to End HIV, a national public-private effort to eliminate the disease by 2030. ViiV conducts cutting-edge HIV research at its Branford lab and receives grant support from the CDC. But with recent federal funding cuts, the company says it's doing everything it can to stay on mission and keep pushing forward.
You know, we're in a challenging time right now where we don't know if we're going to have that money. We don't know what we're going to be able to do on a lot of ways, and I feel grateful that we have the support of the governor and the legislature and the commitment that we're going to keep on trying to do the best we can.
From the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you from the people of Connecticut for being here and what you're doing and saving lives.
Now, during the visit, Governor Lamont presented a proclamation and honored the company's efforts in advancing HIV prevention and treatment on a global scale.
Well, it was a special day in New Haven. The city held its annual Juneteenth flag-raising ceremony on the New Haven Green. The Juneteenth Coalition of Greater New Haven hosted the event, and it kicks off an entire month of education and fun to celebrate the 160th anniversary of the first Juneteenth holiday in 1865.
And this year, our theme is Together in Truth, because that's what we need right now. We need to be together in our collective truth, because we look at so much of what we have that is different, but we have so much that is the same. We have more similarities, and we have more that we can do together than we can do apart.
The Juneteenth Coalition also announced the festivities happening this month. First, there's the Juneteenth Restaurant Week, a concert, and there's much more. You can find more information on our website, fox61.com.